Hello, I'm back again. I am Lynette Pearson, and I am here today to cover another chapter of Learning from the Stranger, Chapter 5 Plausible Ways of Falling Short by David I. Smith. Let's start. In Chapter 5, Smith 2009 starts by discussing how we fail and fall short, missing the mark, or just failing to hit our targets without even feeling bad about our own behaviors, as Smith referenced in Chapter 4. It is our own selfishness or pride that gets in the way, or do we cling on to those prejudices when it comes to learning from a stranger and other cultures? Here is where I disagree with Smith's opinion of opening up and learning from other cultures as opposed to safely learning might be a betrayal of one's Christian identity or led astray. In my opinion, if a true Christian is grounded in their faith, where the Holy Spirit dwells in them and entrusted in you, then it would be difficult for a true Christian to betray their identity. On another note, learning other cultures is not a sin before God as long as you do not compromise your faith. I agree to some cultures are not innocent. Therefore, we must rely on the Holy Spirit to guide us in everything we do. It is true that being a Christian does not require abandoning culture identity, but it does require us to be more like Christ. I like the fact that Smith points out that in 2006, the US spent 72 billion on international travel, where learning is a great opportunity to experience other cultures. But in actuality, we never really get outside the bubble due to Americanized depiction of foreign travel that result in limited engagement with local culture. Sometimes learning from other cultures is not the only barrier, but speaking a different language and translating words in the right context and the context meaning is equally important. Beliefs and value can be another barrier for learning and communicating and interpreting language by using technology, language, emotion, and tone of voice can be misunderstood. As Smith points out in Chapter 3, our own instincts preference begins when we are formed before birth, learning our mother's native tongues. Smith makes a very good analogy in the trusting technology section that I partially agree that modern cultures trust technology to make communication faster, easier, and better to connect with people around the world. But is this form of communication really better for relieving misunderstanding? In my opinion, culture differences do not fade in the background entirely. We can't hide who we really are, even though no physical appearances are visible or emotional tone is harder to accurately identify. As Smith recalls, our naive experiences of the world can impact our prejudices. The major takeaway from this chapter is how we can serve God across cultural and language frontiers in many ways. Learning languages and gaining knowledge can be powerful domestically and internationally. I agree with Smith that it is impossible to learn all languages and cultures, but most importantly, how will you interact with those cultures in a positive behavior with sensitivity? I relate this chapter to the four frame model in Bowman and Deal that aligns with the human resource frame of needs, skills, and empowerment. Secondly, the symbolic frame where our own language is symbolic to our culture and faith. The Bible teaches in Luke 6 and 31 to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I challenge you to enrich your cultural knowledge and by taking the time to learn from others, regardless of our differences. Keep the faith and bye for now. And thank you for listening to my YouTube video. Thank you.